to day 4 of our yoga challenge to help us de-stress a little bit. Today we are going to be using a chair. I do recommend you have a chair with no arms and preferably that doesn't have any wheels. We're going to use it as our first, just for support for some balance. So just grab that bit ready and then come back and meet me. My name is Nikki for those who don't know me, and this is a quick little short practice that's just going to help us stretch out, release some tension in the body, take some deep breaths, which will help also relieve tension in the mind. So when you're ready, I'm going to have the chair on my left side because we're going to go into a tree pose first. You can also do this without the chair if you want to lean into your left leg. Hands can be on the hip or left hand on the chair. As I inhale, I'm going to lift that right leg up and then I'm going to externally rotate it to that nice tree pose. If you want to do this, you need some balance help without the chair. You can have your big toe on the ground. You want to make sure that that leg is not on your knee. Otherwise, just pull it up a little bit or leave it below. We're just standing here. You can bring one hand or maybe two to prayer, or use your chair just to help balance, just to give you a little bit more support. Just focusing on breathing. This is just to help root us down with that one left foot, forcing us to slow our breath down just to help us balance a little bit. So relax the shoulders. Just take those nice big deep breaths. And last breath here. Gently and slowly, I'm going to inhale, bring that knee forward and then release it down. If you're using that chair, you can either turn around or just move your chair to the other side like me. So now your chair is on the right side, so left leg can bounce. So I'm going to root down through my right leg. I've got a little crack right there in the middle. I'm going to inhale, lift the left leg up and externally rotate. If you're like me, your foot naturally comes to your knee. I'm just going to lift it up so it doesn't. I'm going to push that foot into the thigh. That'll create some stability. And again, you can use your right hand for a balance, or your hands can be in prayer together. It is up to you. If you fall down, just tap down, come out of it. And remember, you can keep that big toe on the ground if you'd like for a little extra support. Sometimes I know I feel like I need it. And remember, we're not judging our bodies. This pose is about grounding. It's not about balancing, which is why we're using the chair today. This is meant for anybody, any beginner to do it. If that ankle wobbles, don't worry about it, right? Use your support. You can tell which one is my stronger ankle. And it doesn't matter. We're all different. So accept where you are today. So just two more big breaths. Relax the shoulders. Reach with that crown of the head up to the sky. That's it. When you inhale, bring that knee back in and gently release it. I'm just going to bring my chair the other way so I can put my foot on it. So this may depend if you've got a higher or lower chair. I'm going to put my right leg on the chair. My foot should be firm on the chair. This is why you did not want a chair with wheels. And I'm going to lunge into it. So notice my knee and ankle are stacked and then my back leg is straight. You can bend it a little bit. You can also step it back and lean into your chair. I prefer this method here to really get deep in the left hip flexor. I'm lifting my left heel up. This is like a nice lunge position, but we're supported and we're elevating that leg. I don't want to round down here either. I'm keeping my chest nice and long. Pulling that left heel down as well to the ground if you want to get a nice deep stretch. And you can play around with bending your knee, what feels good with that hip flexor stretch. But focus on pushing those hips forward. You can even lean back a little bit to deepen that stretch on that left hip flexor, but only if you like. Remember, options or just options. That's it. One more big breath here. I'm going to gently push myself back up to standing. I'm going to leave my left foot where it is so my right foot can come in. This way I know, so I'm kind of evening out my left and my right side. So I can step my left foot onto my chair and take the similar or same pose that I just did, lunging forward, ankle and knee are stacked. So walk your foot forward or whatever it needs to do as we sink down here in the hip and then pull that right heel down this time. Again, you can play with bending that back right leg, feeling this stretch this time on that right hip flexor. Taking those big deep breaths, just sending some breath and energy to that hip. Relaxing. A lot of times when we're holding our body up, we shrug the shoulders. So keep them down. Focus just on that hip. If you've got a lot of flexibility, you can even bring your hands down, if you'd like, to that thigh. And then you can play around with the distance here. You're not necessarily completely balanced, so it's okay if you do left and right side a little differently here. One more big breath. Good, I'm gonna bend my back leg, step it back up. I'm just gonna turn my chair to face you. I'm gonna sit on the edge of the chair, so I don't want to be sitting on the back because I want some space that I can move. So I want to make sure both my sit bones are on the mat, or on my chair comfortably. So I've got some wiggle room. When you're ready, we're gonna inhale, lift the arms up, clasp the fingers, reach the hands up. As you exhale, we're gonna pull the arms over to the right. You can stay here if you want to support the torso. You can bring your right hand down, just grabbing the chair face where your bust is. And we're reaching that right hand up. I'm keeping the palm facing up without shrugging that shoulder. I'm melting here. It's okay if that right arm bends. It's just supporting the torso to help us stretch out this left side of the body. Moving slow, moving deep. Keep those feet rooted to the ground. And when you're ready, give me your one last big deep breath here. And when you're ready, inhale both arms up. Again, you can clasp the fingers. Then we can exhale over to the left. You can keep the hands there. You can bring the left arm down this time as I reach the right arm up and over, stretching this time that right side body. Making sure I'm keeping that chest facing forward. I'm just doing a nice little lateral bend here in that side. A little crunch in those obliques on the left. Just letting myself relax and melt here, especially in that left shoulder and that right side. One more big breath here. Good, I'm gonna inhale, come up, and I'm gonna come into that nice cactus pose, pinch the shoulder blades to look up to the sky and just hold this. I am doing a nice little back arch here, pinching the shoulder blades together, keeping those elbows up, and we're just gonna hold this cactus pose as we breathe in across that chest, that nice little heart opener. You can even look up to the sky if you'd like. That's it, just enjoying and relaxing here. Two more breaths. And last one. And release yourself back down. We're going into a figure four, which is one of my favorite, and then we're gonna add a nice little twist to it. So we're gonna start by just crossing the right ankle above the left. And you may find that your knee's really high or not. You just focus on feeling the stretch however you can in that right hip. If you want, you can lean a little bit onto it. You can press a little weight into it. Don't lean forward here. We're not gonna be here too long because we're adding the twist. So keep sitting up nice and tall, nice long spine. Just give me two more breaths here. And last breath. Perfect. I'm going to take my right hand to my right foot, the sole of my foot. Left arm can come behind the chair or to the seat back. If you've got a really high back and it shrugs your shoulder, just bring it behind your tush. I've got a low back today. So I'm going to use my right hand to pull into my right foot to twist and look over that left side. I'm still sitting nice and tall, and I'm just focusing on that twist, on those nice big exhales. This is the main part of the stretch. And just listen to your back, listen to that spine, see how it's feeling. Never twist into any pain here. That's it. Give me one more big deep breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist a little deeper if you can. Gently release yourself, come back to center, release the right foot back down. Just bring it hip width apart. I'm gonna lift the left ankle up, cross it over the right, just starting in this nice figure four stretch. So again, it doesn't matter if this leg's more or less flexible, you can lean just a little bit more weight into it or push it down, whatever feels good. Just stay up nice and tall here. So we keep that nice outer hip stretch going. We're gonna add the twist in 2 breaths. So just take a nice big inhale here. Really slow down that exhale. I always say the deep breath is the best way to help relax the body and the mind. All right, are you ready to twist? Left hand to the sole of the left foot. Right arm comes behind, again, on the chair, the side of the chair behind your tush. As long as that right shoulder is relaxed. And I'm sitting up nice and tall, and I'm twisting on those exhales. Enjoying these nice big breaths. And always twisting a little deep on those exhales if you can. Enjoying the release that can come to your spine, never pushing into any pain. Enjoying the process here. Last big breath, make it your deepest, slowest yet. When you're ready, gently untwist. I'm gonna make my feet nice and wide here. I'm gonna take another big inhale up. As I exhale, I'm gonna fold forward in between my legs here. Now you'll notice if you slip back in your chair, you may want to walk forward because you'll get a deeper stretch here, letting the head hang, letting those hips just rotate a little bit. You can walk your feet a little wider. We don't need them at their max, but just enough that you're feeling this a little bit in the inner thigh and the inner hip, letting the head hang here. And again, if you want to go deeper, you can clasp your hands and press them on the back of your head, just above the neck. We're not pulling, we're just letting the arms weigh you down, but that's just an option here. And this should be a nice little release for that spinal column. We spend so much time putting so much weight and stress on it. Sometimes it's nice just to give it this nice little release. You can shake your head no. Shake your head yes. And just breathe here into this nice little stretch. Two more big breaths here. And last one. I'm gonna bring my hands to my thighs so I can press myself up without putting too much pressure on my spine. You guys stay where you are. I'm just going to turn just so you can see my behind me here. I'm just gonna clasp my hands, pinch the shoulder blades together. Now, if you don't have a lot of room here, you can also fold over and then you can lift your hands up off that lower back. I prefer to keep them on my lower back. This for me is enough of a stretch, enough of a shoulder opener for me, but I'm keeping my spine nice and long as I open up versus rounding, okay? So this is a nice flat spine. The next exercise we do will be a nice rounded spine. So keep that chest lift together. You can also pull your palms together, go deeper. Like I said, lift those hands up. This is good for me. Another reason why we like to sit on the edge of that chair. Two more big breaths here. Keep those shoulder blades pinched there. Keep them locked down for our last breath here. Good. Release the hands gently. Come up. We're going to do the opposite. I'm going to clasp my hands in front, tuck my chin around my back, and pop up my spine. Hold the hands away. So we're getting a nice upper back stretch. So imagine your shoulder blades separating away from your spine, really opening up in that upper back. You can move your hands up and down a little bit, but we're still pulling and puffing the arms away. This is what gives us that nice big stretch. This is one of the only times I let people kind of sink and sag in their backs. The stretch is so worth it though. And that's a nice up and down. Keep going. Take those deep breaths. If you find a spot that's particularly sore, please just hold it. Enjoy it. Let it feel that release on the upper back. And then you can keep moving if it releases or just hold. We've got two more breaths here. Last one. Perfect. Release. I'm going to just come back to face you. I'm just going to bring my wrists to some nice wrist rolls. One way. Just sitting up nice and tall here now. Then switch directions. Give those wrists a little shake out. I'm going to clasp my fingers. I'm going to push my palms. And this is where I'm really focusing on pushing my hands away from me. So I feel my fingers just a little flexion, pressing back a little bit. Not to any pain, but just so I feel that nice stretch. Just for one more breath. And release. And I have my hands on my thighs, but you don't have to as we do some nice big shoulder rolls. I'm focusing on pinching the shoulder blades together. And then come forward, rounding it back, and then pinching them together behind to get a nice full range of motion with the shoulder roll. That's it. Last one in this direction. Then let's switch directions. Again, making this a nice big movement. Get those elbows involved if you like. Good. And relax. Now I'm going to let you slide back into your chair, sitting up nice and tall, feet hip width apart. We're going to just close our eyes, hands on our thighs, just for a few quick breaths here. to join. A little quiet. Try not to let any thoughts come in. If they come into your mind, acknowledge them, but then I'll deal with you later. Your thoughts should be in the here and now. A lot of times I like to focus on that nice inhale and exhale. Let myself slow, big, deep breaths. Slow, big exhales. We're going to take 2 more breaths, regular. You can come with me as we inhale. And exhale. If you can find my pace. If not a big deal. Inhaling. And exhale. This time we're going to take a nice big deep inhale. As you exhale, sigh out nice. 2 more of those. Nice big inhale and in. Sigh all that air out. Forcefully push all the oxygen out when you exhale. Last one. Here we go. Nice. Good. Just let your breath pace return to normal. And then I'm going to bring my hands to prayer position. Thanking ourselves for showing up today. Letting ourselves take a nice little chair stretch. It'll hopefully help us release some tension, stress in the body and mind. I hope you have a great day. And as always, namaste. Don't forget, you can grab some water and move slowly and gently when you're ready.